This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge. Special treat for our viewers this evening. The sports guy Bill Simmons is with us.
It's half of a special treat as Brent Barry is, but I'm going to do my best.
Brent Barry's pretty good.
He's really good at stuff. Yeah,
he reads you a lot.
Half a treat is better than a whole treat, right? I mean, come on.
Honored to be here.
The Philadelphia 76ers preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got Wells, and it's Sanchez, and at the 5, roaming the paint. Pass to Marion. Buries it down low.
And right in the teeth of the defense, making a statement early in this one.
Yeah, pinpointing the rim protection with that attack, and no one makes enough of an effort there to stop him.
Wells passes to E. Now here's Wells. He's covered closely. Shot clock at 5. Here's Warner. And no good. His first shot of the night, missing. Over to the left wing. Here's Thurman. Count that bucket. Wells with it. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Passes to Sanchez. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this, and that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on.
These kids love it. They cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have esports.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Here's Thurman. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Mike D'Antoni. David, what do you have to say?
Well, Kevin, he said that these two teams really match up on paper. There's a lot of similarities. He told me, just look at these games this year. 2 wins and 1 loss. In my view, any of those games could have gone either way. I think the advantage goes to the side that executes better. We'll see if that holds up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. I think we could have a tight one on our hands today by the sounds of it.
You know, that's what it looks like. These two teams really are just so similar in so many ways.
Shot clock at 3. Wells passes to Sanchez. And off there, he misses his first shot of the night. Gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Takes the 3. That's a miss. He's made 1 and missed 1.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Up top, Gonzalez. He averages about 5 points a game. The pass to Sanchez. And here's Gonzalez. Here's Warner. And the shot is long.
And somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Pass to McNeil. Here's Thurman, poked away. And that one ends up out of bounds. They'll keep possession. And this break gives us a moment to look at the leading playmakers among rookies for the past 10 games. Clock at 4. Here's Marion. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the 1 miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, you know, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the 3 ways. If I'm getting to know you, what are the 3 things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here's Warner, and McNeil pulls it down. Gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. To the left wing. Here's Thurman. From about 16. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Pass to Wells. Over Thurman. The shot by Wells, no good.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Warner, guarded by Marion. That one goes in. He has 5.
Really, really.
Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in 17?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever. The kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. But triple overtime game was the most famous game
goodness.
ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
They've got Wilkins, and it's Sanchez in at center. Guys, nothing has really come easy for them today.
Yeah, definitely not their best basketball.
It's Wilkins on the wing. Passes it to Warner. Several teams changing it up here. Now the pass to Gonzalez. Outside Wilkins. Back to Gonzalez. 5 on the clock. Wilkins passes to Delgado. The shot's good. He's got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Thurman. 13 points in the game. There's 1:54 left to play here in the half. To the right side. Here's Moss. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Being not great, 40% for the game. Left side Wilkins. His first shot coming late, and that one hits back iron. Gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. pass to Arnold. Here's Thurman. From deep. And he's good on the three ball.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more three-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here, enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Brent, always cool, isn't it, to hear what Bill's thinking? He comes at things from a variety of angles.
Yeah, the pop culture stuff and the bits from personal life and his interaction around the game. He certainly has a
The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
We've got Foster, and it's Warner in at the 1.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Gooding, defended by Wilkins. Lets it go from 14, and he hits the jump shot. 13 points in the game.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Passes to Delgado. Ball stolen. Here's Gooding. And no one able to grab it as it goes out of bounds. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. Right now, the 6th best record in the conference, looking to hold on to playoff position and finish the regular season strong. 3 spots below. Being a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Wilkins passes to Delgado. Trying his luck deep. His 15th try is a miss. Now 9 for 15 from the floor. Inside. Another shot. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Back to Wilkins. Now the pass to Warner. Fires for 3. Connects from three-point range. 23 points in the game. Being 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Left side Wilkins. Out to the right wing. To the inside. It's picked off. To the wing right side. Olsen. Offensive rebound. Comes up empty down low. Here's Wilkins. Knocks it loose. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Meekins cans the 12-footer. They are now showing NBA games in virtual reality. You and I have actually seen some examples of that. They can recreate almost any angle. Have you gotten a headset?
I haven't gotten a headset, Kevin, but I have watched it. You and I have talked about it several times.
Many times.
It's an amazing experience, and it will only get better. But I really think about if I was a kid growing up in Germany or Italy, and I had an opportunity to pull on a pair of goggles and to watch the game's greatest players from a seat at half court or the cameras that they set up underneath the goal at either end. What a fantastic way to be enveloped by the NBA game.
It's a cool view.
It's a very cool view, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. We've got Wells, and it's Delgado in at the power forward. Here's Meekins, and that one good. Now here's Wells. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
11 feet away, unable to get that one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Kicks it to McNeil. Lock at 6. Pass to Yates. Latre. That shot off the mark. Gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Here's McKinney. This is the second year with the sponsored patches on the jersey. Advertising, more or less. Have you gotten used to seeing those things?
Yeah, I think it was no problem last year.
They're small, they're unintrusive,
some
right?
teams did some really cool creative things with the color schemes, and I don't think we've seen the last of that, Kevin.
We see it in European games on their jerseys.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to recognize the number with how many advertisements are on the jerseys.
Or a
but
billboard.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with it yet.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
1:41 left in the game. Pass to Wells. He feeds it to E. Pass to McNeil. The pass to Yates. Shoots over Wells. And that's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Both teams deciding to change it up. Inside. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
From beyond the arc, the shot by Sims, no good. 40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. O'Connor the pass to Yates. From 12 feet out. And Gonzalez pulls it down. Pass to Delgado. The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
And so they get the victory here at home. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.